Hello mathematicians, and welcome to this video on adding and subtracting fractions. This really should say part 1 because in this video we're going to talk about adding and subtracting fractions with like denominators and unlike denominators. But in part 2 we will do the same thing, it's just that we will start introducing mixed numbers and improper fractions. So let's do 4 examples today. Our first example will be with like denominators, 2/5 plus 1/5. Now our denominator in the first fraction is 5, and our denominator in the second fraction is 5. Notice that these numbers are the same. 5 is the same as 5. Now I taught in class that if we imagine a circle with 5 equal parts, like this, we can think about coloring in these parts. So the numerator of the first fraction is 2, so I'm going to color in 2 of the pieces, any 2. The numerator of the second fraction is 1. So I will color in 1 additional piece of the circle. Now how many pieces are colored yellow in total? 3. And how many pieces are there in total in the whole circle? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 3 out of 5. So then our answer is 3 out of 5. So in short, if you have the same denominator, then just bring it down. Keep it, don't change it. And then you either add or subtract the numerators depending on the sign right here. This is a plus sign, so that means that we add. And 3/5 cannot be reduced, so that's our final answer. If you want to learn more about reducing fractions, please watch my video on converting between mixed numbers and improper fractions. Alright, let's do one more example. This one will involve subtraction. This will be 8/12 minus 5/12. So the denominator of our first fraction is 12, and the denominator of our second fraction is 12. Once again, these are the same number, 12 and 12. Now, I'm not going to draw a circle with 12 pieces in it, but you could if you wanted to, of course. We can just use our shortcut that if the denominator is the same, just bring it down. Don't change it. And then for our numerators, we have 8 and 5, and we are subtracting this time. So 8 minus 5 is 3. And we can reduce this fraction since 3 and 12 share a common factor of 3. We can just divide by 3. And this will give us 1/4, or 1/4. And that is fully reduced. Okay, our next example involves unlike denominators. This is number 3. We have 1/4 plus 3/8. Our denominator of the first fraction is 4, and in our second fraction it's 8. So these are indeed different. Okay, so when this is the case, we're going to have to multiply. Now in class, we talked about if one of the numbers like 4 goes into the other one, like 8, 4 goes into 8, 4 times 2 is 8, then we can just multiply 4 by 2. So the way we did it in class was we took 1/4, left some space, and we took 3/8, and we said, okay, what number do I need to multiply 4 by to get 8? I need to multiply by 2. So I'll multiply by 2 there. Now if I multiply by 2 in the denominator, I need to do the same thing in the numerator because this number in red is an equivalent form of 1. 2 divided by 2 is 1. Okay, so we're always multiplying by 1. It's just wearing a different costume. Because remember, numbers like to dress up too. Now for the 3/8, we don't want to change it because we really like that 8 as our denominator. We see that 4 and 8 both have 8 in common, so we don't want to change it. So what number represents leaving it alone? Like 8 times what number gives us 8 back? Yes, it is 1. So if you want to leave a number alone, just multiply it by 1. And again, since we multiplied by 1 in the denominator, we have to do the same thing in the numerator, because this number in red is another form of 1. It's wearing a different costume this time. Okay, so now it's time to multiply straight across, straight across. All right. So over here, we get 1 times 2. That gives us 2. For our denominator, we have 4 times 2, which gives us 8. We see that our sign in the middle here is addition, so we will bring it down. Over here, we have 3 times 1, that's 3. And in the denominator, we have 8 times 1, which is 8. So now we see that we have the same denominator, 8 here, 8 here. That's what we want. That's why we did all of this, is to get the same denominator. So the 8 stays. And now the numerators of 2 and 3 are added, 2 plus 3. That makes 5. 5/8 is irreducible. So that's our final answer. All right. The other way we could have done this problem, let me rewrite the problem. We had 1/4 plus 3/8. The other way we could do this problem is to just multiply the denominators by each other. So when we get to the step where we're leaving some space, like this, we can multiply 4 by 8 and 8 by 4. Just you're looking at the other one. And then of course this needs to be 1, so we got to put an 8 right there. This needs to be 1, so we need to put a 4 right there. Now we do our whole business of multiplying straight across. In the first fraction, 1/4 times 8/8 will give us 8/32. The sign in the middle, again, is plus or addition, so bring it down. In our second fraction, 3/8 times 4/4, that will give us 12/32. Okay, denominators are the same. We've got 32 and 32. Excellent. Bring that over. And now add your numerators of 8 and 12, and you get 20. But we see that this can be reduced. 20 and 32 both share a common factor of 4. That's the GCF. Please watch my GCF video if you have not seen it yet. 20 divided by 4 makes 5. 32 divided by 4 makes 8. And since we divided by the GCF of 4, that will automatically give us our fully simplified result. And check it out, 5/8 here, on the previous page, 5/8 here. Okay, so you'll get the same answer. All right, one more example. Let's do subtraction. We have 7/9 minus 1/2. The denominator of 7/9 is 9. The denominator of 1/2 is 2. These are different, so that means we need to multiply. Now I know that 9 does not go into 2, that doesn't work, and 2 does not go into 9. So the only common factor that these share is 1. So automatically I'm going to multiply these two numbers by one another. So I'll take the 7/9, leave some space. This time I see a subtraction sign here, so I'll bring that down. And 1/2. Okay, now we need to figure out what to multiply by. Again, 2 and 9 do not share a common factor other than 1, so we'll multiply them by the other one. So 9 by 2 and 2 by 9. We want an equivalent form of 1 right here, so this is a 2. And we want an equivalent form of 1 here, so this is a 9. And then we do our usual routine of multiplying straight across. 7/9 times 2/2 will give us 14/18. Again, our sign of separation is a minus or a negative sign, so we'll bring that down. And then 1/2 times 9/9 will give us 9/18. Okay, we have 18 here, 18 here. Our denominators are the same, so we are good to go. Keep that 18. Our numerators are 14 and 9. This time we are subtracting, so 14 minus 9 gives us a 5. And 5 and 18 do not share any common factors other than 1, so this is fully reduced. I hope this video makes sense. If you have any questions, please email me. Thank you so much for watching and have a wonderful day.